Will Apple update their 2017 MacBook and release a new one this year in 2019? We're going to talk about that today.
Last year, everyone was pretty disappointed that Apple did not refresh their MacBook.
Some are saying that instead of updating their MacBook, they actually released the 2018 iPad instead. MacBook users were hoping for an update to the MacBook. So today we are hoping that in potentially the spring of this year, like we saw with the iPad last year, they will release an updated MacBook. Maybe at their June event, hopefully.
Or it could be released earlier in March, like we saw with the original release back in 2015. It was during the March event. And then back in 2018, they did release the MacBook Air at the March event as well.
Hopefully, though, it's going to be sooner rather than later. And we are really hoping for 2019. Some of the things that we are expecting to remain the same from the MacBook is the size. We don't think that Apple is really going to deviate from the 12-inch screen size. Another thing that's probably going to remain the same is they'll probably give you 3 color options: the space gray, silver, and gold options. To me, I probably would get the space gray one just because that looks cooler. Which one would you get?
Space gray.
Yeah.
Another rumor is that they are going to be updating the processor. In the last generation, they used Intel's 7th generation Intel chips, which were pretty quick. But with this year's new Intel Amber chips, we expect a huge leap in performance.
For talking about the price, the current MacBook that was released in 2017 starts right now at about $1,300. We are expecting it to be about the exact same. However, if Apple wants to decrease the price to kind of separate the MacBook from the MacBook Air and then the MacBook Pro, they can do that by maybe dropping the RAM to 4 gigabytes or maybe the storage from the base model of 256 gigabytes to 128 gigabytes. This will decrease it by maybe $100 to $200, making it, I'd say, more affordable in a sense for these requirements.
Now, we will hopefully see a refresh to the butterfly keys, which were introduced originally on the original MacBook, but with the 3rd generation butterfly keys available, hopefully those will be used. Another really cool rumor is that they would replace the keyboard with another touchscreen, similar to that of an iPad.
So right now, the current MacBook Pro has that tiny little touchpad bar that you can use for controlling the volume, increasing the brightness, or whatnot. So you're saying that there's a rumor out there that instead of having one big screen, they're going to have 2 big screens that would just fold out, replacing the keyboard and allowing you to use this bottom screen for other functions like an electronic keyboard, or maybe if you want to expand the screen to watch a movie, maybe?
Yeah, no, it'd be pretty interesting. This could be Apple's foldable phone. Response? Now, another cool thing that Apple may do is just start using their own chips. Apple's A12 Bionic chip, which they are using in the iPad, is faster than a lot of laptops. Another thing a lot of people want to see is more ports. They only have 2 USB Type-Cs and that headphone jack. That's not a lot of options.
Yeah, you're pretty much stuck, or you have to buy an accessory that will give you a USB port, HDMI if you need that. That's just more money that people don't want to spend when they're paying upwards of $1,000 or more than that for a laptop. So if they give you more ports, like we've seen on the previous MacBook Pro, that will be very beneficial. I know when I'm using my MacBook Pro and I want to plug it in, I don't have to worry about carrying around an accessory like the Hutu tool that will allow me to plug into other devices if I so choose.
So those were all of the rumors that we have for the upcoming, hopefully, MacBook, which is said to be released this March or June. We don't know. Let us know in the comments below what you guys thought.
And subscribe if you're new.